This game has been the story of the Jays season in a nutshell. You get down early, they get a couple of big swings of the bats, 2 home runs, a 2-run shot and a 3-run shot. That's their entire offense, but the Blue Jays get 4 runs on 11 hits. But in the early parts of this game, they could not get a hit with runners in scoring position to save their life. And really the entire offense is Davis Schneider. And the story is great. Love Babe Schneider, love everything he's done so far. But if he's the only person doing anything right now, his team ain't going anywhere. And with Texas winning, with Houston winning, Jays are now 3.5 out of the wild card spot. They're losing ground fast because other teams are winning ball games. And I understand the Nationals are not one of the worst teams in all of baseball, but they're 9 games under 500. I get they've been playing better since like the beginning of August and blah, blah, blah. If you're going to be a playoff team, you are supposed to beat these teams. And their offense is just not good enough. We hear all the news earlier today that Bo Bichette hits the IL, and they're waiting to see how long it's going to be, and God knows how long. We know Chapman's on the IL already. Things aren't looking good. And let's get to this game, because, as I mentioned, it wasn't pretty. Let's get to the way the Jays don't score runs in the early frames, okay? Bottom of the first inning, first 2 guys get out, but then Vladdy singles, then Danny Jansen walks. So you have 2 on and 2 out. Whit Merrifield pops up on the infield. We go to the bottom half of the second inning. After 2 outs, Espinal hits a double, Kiermaier walks. So you have 2 on and 2 out again. Springer flies out. Third inning, Davis Schneider hits the solo shot, and then you have Vladdy ground out, Danny Jansen strikeout, so there's, and then Whit Merrifield doubles to center field. I'm like, okay, so you have 2 on, a guy at second in scoring position with 2 out. Kirk gets out. So you still don't have a hit with runners in scoring position, and with them hitting I think it's Carter Kieboom hitting a 2-run shot in the top of the second inning. Yes, the Davis Schneider home run was great. It was a really, really big hit. You're still losing 2-1. Right? You can't get much offense after that. And then the top of the 5th inning with 2 out and nobody on, they put a rally together, capped off by Keibert Ruiz hitting a 3-run shot, scoring Joey Meneses and Lane Thomas. And that puts them up 5-1. And for this Blue Jays team, a 5-1 deficit feels like impossible. Now they do scrape and claw some runs back. Who gets the next run driving in? Of course it's Davis Schneider, scoring Kevin Biggio an RBI double, making it 5-2. Then Whit Merrifield scores on a wild pitch in the 8th inning. And then, this is where I have a problem, right? Dalton Varsho hits a fly ball to center field. Kirk gets thrown out of the plate. My question now is, does this coaching staff want to win? You just brought up this Mason McCoy fella from AAA. You chose not to bring up Addison Barger, who actually, you know what, I just went to the Bison's game today, was able to see Addison Barger rip a single in the right field, love the flow, love the energy. You saw Elvis Martinez as well. You saw all these young players that can play the infield. And you bring up this Mason McCoy fella. Which, hey, congrats to him. Big league debut, obviously didn't get into the game, which baffles me. You have guys on the bench who can run. Kirk is the DH today. Why is he at third base? Why is there no pinch runner for him? I get it. In the moment, it's only a 5-3 game. But who cares? The ability for this team to score runs has been impossible all year long. The small ball has been impossible. And the fact that Kirk tried to tag up and go home, it's not like Jansen's injured right now and Kirk is catching, and if you take him out, then you got to use an emergency guy. No! Jansen's already catching. This is your DH spot. There's no reason, other than someone being injured, but you wouldn't have called this guy up if he was hurt, that he should not be in this ball game, especially at third base in less than 2 out. So he gets thrown to the plate. You're still down 5-3. Go to the bottom of the 9th inning. And obviously the fake comeback, as we saw earlier on in the season. Haven't seen it a lot recently, but it happened today. Kevin Biggio singles to short. Kiermaier singles to center field. George Springer walks. The bases are loaded. There's nobody out. Davis Schneider then strikes out. Vladdy then grounds out Springer out at second. So a run scores. Kevin Biggio. Bases loaded, nobody out. Jays get an RBI ground out. And that's it. It's the story of the year. The inability for this team consistently to get a clutch knock from more than one guy. You know, for a while there, it was Danny Jansen coming up with all the clutch hits. David Schneider comes up and he's been the phenom doing everything right recently. But the inability for this team consistently to get some sort of clutch hit during a game is awful. And we go back to yesterday's game. They had some clutch hits, some 2-out knocks, and you're like, great, they did it. Today, couldn't get one to save their life, and you win by one, or you lose by 1 run. And as I mentioned earlier, with you being 3.5 back, every loss hurts even more against these teams. For God's sakes, they're what? 2-3 against the Guardians and the Nationals to this point. Just going to leave it at that. Stats-wise, what do we got? David Schneider, 2 for 5 with a run scored and 2 RBIs. As much as I love what he did, that big strikeout in the 9th inning is painful. Vladdy, 1 for 5, had an RBI ground out. Sure, he grounded a double play, so how excited can you really be? And his one hit was the single. Can't get jacked up about that. A lot of 1-fers across the board. Espinal went 2 for 2 in the ball game. Good stuff. Then got pinch hit for Biggio, and he got a hit and scored 2 runs. Bottom line, Espinal and Biggio today did not get out. They got on base 4 times combined. They scored 2 runs. And you lost. It's nuts. 11 hits for the Blue Jays. It's a good number, but not very many, if any at all, with guys in scoring position. I can't remember if the David Schneider double in the, was it the 5th inning or 6th inning? Let me see if I can find that real quick. Because I want to see where, no, it's the 8th inning, right? Because he hit the double. Yeah, so, okay, Jansen was out at second base. Kirk doubled. No, that was wrong inning. Hold on a minute. Let me go back. 7th inning. That's when the David Schneider one happened. So let's go to it. So Kevin was at second base. Okay, so there were 1 hit with runners in scoring position today. Whoopie-doo. Pitching-wise, Jose Barrios, look, he was getting hit pretty hard during the game. But in the end, 2 of the hits left the ballpark with multiple runners on base. 2 home runs, a 2-run shot, and a 3-run shot leads to his 6 innings of 6-hit ball, 5 runs, all were earned, 2 strikeouts, walked 2, and gave up 2 home runs. Bowden Francis doing his thing as always. 3 shutout innings there in the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning to be able to keep the team in it. 2 hits allowed, didn't walk anybody. 4 strikeouts for Bowden Francis. He has been outstanding, an ERA of 174 as a Blue Jay. He's been awesome, but in the end, the team couldn't get it done offensively. And where have we heard that before? Finale of the series goes tomorrow, 3:07 first pitch at Rogers Center. Patrick Corbin gets the ball for the Nationals, and Chris Bassitt gets the ball for the Blue Jays. And for the love of God, Patrick Corbin is not good. He's got a 4.70 ERA. It's actually better than I thought it was. But we all know, if you're a real baseball fan, you know what Patrick Corbin's numbers have been like over the last, I don't know how many years. He's, let me try and find his past years. ERA, yeah. So you go back to 2020, the shortened season, an ERA of 4.66. 2021, and this is all in 30 starts, these next 2 seasons. 582 and 631, and this year it's at 470. He has not been good. He is not very good. 149 innings, only 104 strikeouts. He's not a strikeout guy. 27 home runs allowed. He is a guy that you need to beat and win the series, but in the end, winning series against these bad teams when other teams are winning, the Texas Rangers, the Houston Astros, you gotta win series, you gotta sweep series. But you got to get back on the horse tomorrow, I guess, and find a way to win. I got nothing else to say, all right? So you know what, guys? That's going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and not the game today, because it's painful watching this team day in, day out. They give you the false hope, and then they make you scratch your head about some moves they don't do or moves they do. Then they lose. Hit the like button if you guys enjoyed the video and not the game today. The subscribe button if you guys not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game. Would you like, would you not like from today's game for the Toronto Blue Jays? Twitter, Discord, Instagram, TikTok, all that nonsense is down below, so follow up there if you have not done so already, and I'll talk to you guys. I'll be here tomorrow, so we'll see how it happens. I'll be back in my normal location tomorrow, but I will be doing a video for sure. Actually, you know what? Knowing the time, might be later than usual, unless it's a very quick game between the Jays and the Nationals at Rogers Center. Patrick Corbin, Chris Bassitt is a pitching matchup at 3:07. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and not this game today. We'll talk to you guys then.